I'm Fletcher Roden, and this is Tracking the Lone Wolf, based on my new book, Tracking the Lone Wolf, the Sigma at work, at home, and at play. Today on Tracking the Lone Wolf, John Lennon as a case in point. Tracking the Lone Wolf is a twice monthly show with lots of valuable information for just about everyone, so I suggest you like this video and subscribe to the channel. The book is available in paperback and for Kindle, and in audiobook format from Audible and other platforms. I'm a public speaker, and you can learn more about that at the website trackingthelonewolf.com. So, John Lennon. Well, one's first assessment would probably be that John Lennon was an alpha personality. He was the leader of the most notable band in the history of rock and roll. And these were four powerful male characters, and he was considered their leader. That's an alpha personality. He certainly had a lot of alpha traits, intelligence, leaned toward physicality, apparently, at least early in his life. Had a sense of entitlement, prone to a superiority complex. But was he really an alpha? He was raised in a conservative background, working class hero type background. At least that was his claim. Many will say that he grew up upper middle class, really, or middle class and not working class. So is he really an alpha? Well, let's see. Is he a delta? John Lennon, a delta, you'll recall, wants to be a leader, wants to be the alpha, but nobody will follow. Nobody follows the delta. One of the things that makes them a delta. But John Lennon certainly had followers. He had followers even when he did not seek them. So I would say not a delta. I wouldn't say an alpha either. Would we say a beta? No. No, the beta is has the humility which the alpha lacks, and John Lennon was not abundant in humility. The alpha has a lot of aggressive energy, and John Lennon had that. The beta is more of a studiously productive type, and we can't say that about John Lennon. His work was sporadic. Omega and Gamma. Well, he certainly was a joke player, a joke teller, a funny man, a wit. And he had some of the other traits of the Gamma, which is the jokester, the Weisenheimer sort of personality profile. He's, his lyrics are funny, his letters are funny. He was quite funny in interviews, but also quite acerbic and antisocial in a way that neither the Gamma nor the Omega truly are. So it's a hard call. One would be inclined to say perhaps Sigma, that John Lennon has a lot of the Sigma qualities. He was certainly he had an active social conscience, as the Sigma does. He was an independent thinker, as the Sigma is. He was unconcerned about the opinions of others. He did not seek for the approval of others. He did not require community. He was happy to be alone with his little family. These are Sigma qualities. However, Lennon was very revealing of himself emotionally. Take, for example, let's take one of his great albums, Imagine. So this album is filled with songs that are either about breaking away from system-oriented thinking, such as the song Imagine, or I Don't Want to Be a Soldier, or they're about inner emotional damage, such as Crippled Inside, or How Do You Sleep, or they're about an anguished personal longing for a certain romantic partner, such as Jealous Guy or Oh Yoko. And these are not alpha qualities. The alpha isn't clingy to a woman. The alpha generally is a system-oriented thinker, as we've discussed, because the system supports the alpha's position, and the system supports status quo, and the status quo supports the alpha, so the alpha supports the status quo, and these things work well together. But it's not that's all alpha, but that's not what we're seeing in the songs on the album Imagine, or in any of John Lennon's work, really. What we see a lot of is the sigma qualities, except for the fact that he's so emotionally forthcoming. And the sigma is just not emotionally forthcoming with most people. With people they trust, yes. With potentially tens of millions of album buyers and strangers, not so much. So I'm inclined to say Omega or Gamma, and of those two, I would go with Gamma, the Joker, for John Lennon's true nature. Talented, intelligent, not really focused, not really driven, not really ambitious, no desire to lead, more prone to amusing themselves and those around them than to being concerned about real movement on a professional level. So that's my breakdown of John Lennon. And that brings us to the end of another webisode of Tracking the Lone Wolf. You know, there's lots of material about this and other things that you can read about in the book, Tracking the Lone Wolf, the Sigma at work, at home, and at play. It's available in paperback and for Kindle and in audiobook format from Audible and other platforms. Check out the website, trackingthelonewolf.com. I'm Fletcher Roden, and this has been Tracking the Lone Wolf. Tune in again.